The crystalline halls of the Galactic Council chamber resonated with a symphony of alien languages as representatives from across the known universe gathered for the most anticipated session in millennia. Today, for the first time in galactic history, a species from the Outer Rim humanity would petition for membership in the Council. Ambassador Elena Vasquez stood at the entrance of the massive amphitheater. Her simple black diplomatic suit, a stark contrast to the elaborate biomechanical appendages, shimmering energy fields, and exotic matter constructs that adorned the other delegates. She had spent months preparing for this moment, studying the intricate protocols and ancient traditions that governed the Council's proceedings. As she walked toward the central speaking platform, a wave of what could only be described as cosmic laughter rippled through the assembly. The Zephyrians, beings of pure energy, flickered with amused patterns of light. The insectoid Vexti clicked their mandibles in what their species considered hilarious mockery. Even the stoic silicon-based crystallines resonated with frequencies that conveyed deep skepticism. High Chancellor Mordock, a towering figure whose species had evolved from aquatic predators on a gas giant's moon, raised one of his 6 tentacled arms for silence. His voice, translated through the universal communication matrix, dripped with condescension. "So," he began, "the primitives from Sol 3 believe they deserve a seat among civilizations that have mastered faster than light travel for millions of years." Another wave of laughter echoed through the chamber. What could a species that has barely left its home system possibly offer to this council? Elena had expected this reception. Humanity was indeed young compared to most council species. Some civilizations present had been exploring the galaxy when Earth's continents were still forming. But she had come prepared with more than just hope and diplomatic pleasantries. "Honored delegates," Elena began, her voice carrying clearly through the translation matrix. "You are correct that humanity is young. We achieved faster than light travel only 50 years ago. We've been aware of your existence for less than a decade." She paused, allowing the murmurs of agreement to subside. "But youth, as many of your own histories will attest, often brings qualities that age sometimes forgets." Councillor Thexara, whose cybernetic implants had long ago replaced most of her original biological form, leaned forward with interest. The Andromedans she represented were known for their analytical minds. Elaborate human. Elena activated her portable holographic display, showing a 3-dimensional map of known space. Red markers indicated areas of ongoing conflict, while yellow zones showed regions of resource disputes. The display painted a troubling picture. Nearly 30% of council space was embroiled in some form of conflict. "For the past 3 standard years," Elena continued, "the council has been unable to resolve the territorial dispute between the Vexti Collective and the Crystalline Commonwealth. Your mediation efforts have stalled, and the conflict is spreading to neutral systems." The Vexti representative, Hive Queen Zixthara, buzzed angrily. "The Crystallines refuse to acknowledge our legitimate claims to the mineral-rich asteroid fields of the question is ownership." Elena smiled, an expression that translated poorly for most species present, but somehow conveyed confidence. "The question, High Chancellor, is not ownership, it's partnership. Humanity proposes a joint venture, crystalline extraction expertise, combined with Vexti biotechnological processing capabilities. Both species benefit, both maintain their claims, and the region becomes a symbol of cooperation rather than conflict." The chamber fell silent. For decades, the Council's greatest diplomatic minds had tried to solve this dispute through increasingly complex legal frameworks and territorial divisions. No one had suggested such a simple collaborative approach. Furthermore, Elena continued, "Humanity offers something unique our perspective as newcomers. We've observed that many council conflicts stem from ancient grievances and territorial claims dating back millions of years. We propose establishing the Human Mediation Corps, a neutral service staffed by diplomats with no historical ties to any council disputes. Councillor Zarath, of the ethereal realm, beings of pure thought, who rarely spoke in council sessions, suddenly materialized their representative form. The human concept has merit. Fresh perspectives often reveal solutions that elude those too close to a problem. Over the next hour, Elena presented case study after case study, showing how humanity's outsider status and problem-solving approaches could benefit the Council. She demonstrated human innovations in resource sharing, conflict de-escalation, and collaborative technology development. Most importantly, she showed how Earth's diversity, thousands of cultures that had learned to work together despite historical conflicts, provided a template for galactic cooperation. The tide in the chamber began to shift. Where once there had been mockery, now there was genuine interest. Even High Chancellor Mordark found himself nodding as Elena outlined humanity's proposed contributions to Council operations. When Elena finished her presentation, the chamber was quiet for several long moments. Then, unexpectedly, the Vextai Queen rose from her seat. The humans' proposal for joint resource development. It has potential. We would be willing to discuss this partnership with the crystallines under human mediation. Resonance Prime Quartz Hand's crystalline form brightened. We too find merit in this approach. High Chancellor Mordark looked around the chamber, reading the mood of the assembled delegates. The cosmic laughter had been replaced by thoughtful consideration. Finally, he spoke. It appears, Ambassador Vasquez, that humanity's youth may indeed be an asset rather than a liability. The Council will vote on your species membership petition. He paused, his tentacles curling in what Elena had learned was the equivalent